Well, thanks once again for making a date. Ghana is set to make huge economic gains during the upcoming African Air Expo. The African Air Show will be the first aerospace and aviation exhibition in West Africa and hopes to bring together major stakeholders within the aviation industry to discover latest developments within the sector. The Minister for Aviation, Cecilia Dapa, has been explaining the benefits of the maiden edition of the air show to be hosted in West Africa. The exhibition will take place from the 24th to 26th of October.
The Aerospace and Aviation Exhibition for West Africa, scheduled for October, hopes to bring together major players in the aviation industry. In all, about 150 companies providing aviation-related services are expected to display latest innovations in the sector and foster business partnerships. Aviation Minister Cecilia Dapa said the country stands to reap significantly from this event.
All these airlines that operate in Ghana, they are flying in. Means they are coming as business people, investors, as well as tourists. They are not coming for these 3 days to be here only. I'm sure they will sleep in hotels, they will eat Ghanaian food, they will drink, they will make themselves merry, all in Ghana. And I believe with 3,000 people conservatively coming in, it could be more. I think we stand to gain a lot in tourism as well as in investments from the participants and the stakeholders.
The air show is being organized in partnership with 4M Events. 4M Events General Manager Didier Marie explains to Joy Business why the organization settled on Ghana to host the program.
We choose Ghana because we were looking for a democratic country, a safe country, and we were looking for the West Africa because if you're looking at the map of Africa, you will see that most of the airlines need to do a stopover before they go in Atlantic or if go to Europe. So we picked Ghana because it's one of the fastest growing country in aviation.
The air show will be held at the Kotoka International Airport and will accommodate over 60 aircrafts. Managing Director for the Ghana Airports Company Limited assures that they are poised to host the event successfully.
We expect that with this, we are going to open the aviation industry in Ghana to those people in other parts of the world who may not have heard or may not have known what really goes on here. Day in, day out, there are investors who are exploring and asking questions about us. And we think that this is an opportunity to put it all together in one place to show people that really we are ready. And that if they wanted to take advantage of all the things going on in this country, they could come here. We have a new terminal coming up. Our airspace is very safe. Our runway is not as busy now to say that there's congestion and therefore new airlines are not invited. Tamale is coming up. We are going to put up a new terminal building, the same in Kumasi. And it's important that people come here to feel and see it. Sometimes you can hear all the stories, but when you get here and get the real feel, then you can say to yourself, yes, this is a country I want to invest in.
Running in parallel with the exhibition, there will be conferences organized during the 3-day event.
Away from that, Central Bank Governor Dr. Ernest Addison has warned there is no turning back on new capital requirements of 400 million cedis, ruling out any special dispensation for any bank. The Bank of Ghana governor has confirmed that some of the banks are in merger and acquisition talks.
And we are trying to focus more on the new minimum capital that we have set. That is the 400 million for December 2018. And you are asking the question whether that 400 million will be enforced. And we have given that indication that we would enforce it. We would ensure that banks that are in operation by the end of December 2018 have met the minimum capital requirement. So I have no doubt in my mind at all about how committed the bank is in ensuring that that particular requirement is met.
Commercial banks should by November submit a detailed plan on how they intend to meet the new capital levels. The banks are supposed to meet this new level by December 2018 or lose their licenses to operate. Raymond Amanfo is head of banking supervision at the Bank of Ghana.
Drawing a capital plan, you need a lot of time, you need a lot of discussions. as to whether your plan will be a merger, you'll be acquisition, or your shareholders are bringing. I think we have to give you some space. So we have given the banks up to November end. 2 months is enough time for you to look at all your strategies, all your plans, because we don't want just plans. We want plans with timelines and figures. So that if you say X, you'll be done by this, we are monitoring you by that. So we've given the banks some enough time to bring us a recapitalization plan, whether they want to do merger, whether they want to do acquisition, who are they talking to, who are they firming up with. Because at the end of the 2 months, I don't want just discussing with this. I want, we have agreed with this. We have agreed with that. These are modalities. These are resolutions that we carry.
The governor spoke about some measure plans and all the rest that have been submitted to your end. That is so far those who have brought this request to your end.
I don't. When there are major indications, intents
that they've communicated.
Yes, they've communicated that. Look, we are talking to a few other banks. We are a group of banks talking to ourselves. You see, it is good for you to declare your intention to the regulator, right? But so far what we have not gotten firm commitments that, yes, we have agreed. Banks have discussed among themselves, they have agreed on roadmap for discussions. So when they have discussed and agreed, then they can submit the plan to us. Because the plan you submit to us, let's say if A want to merge with B, there must be some level of understanding, documents signed by both sides, board approvals, shareholders approvals, before we can have a look at it. Okay.
Away from recapitalization in the banking sector, well, it will still remain in the space because Stanbic Bank has launched a Purchasing Managers Index aimed at helping investors understand the business trends. Managing Director of the bank, Al-Hassan Andan, revealed that the launch of the PMI will go a long way to improve data collection within the various financial sectors.
Purchasing Managers Index is based on a monthly survey of carefully selected companies representing major and developing economies worldwide. The index provides an advanced signal of what is really happening in private sector economies by tracking variables such as output, new orders, employment, and prices. Al-Hassan Andane is the Managing Director of Stanbic Bank.
We want to be able to provide market-driven indicators, which typically your foreign investors like, which are timely, because most of your official data comes out quarterly, maybe semi-annually and annually. The PMI comes out on a monthly basis, so it's an early indicator of how things are going, and it's also market-based. We actually go to the real operators in the market and ask them these relevant questions and take their response, and then shape some early indication of how things are trending. And where we've gotten to as a middle-income country, it's important that we're able to do this.
On his part, Executive Director of Economic Indices of HRS Market, Richard Wallace, said the launch of the PMI was timely, as it would go a long way to boost investor confidence in the country.
The PMI is about giving the first indicator each month of business conditions. So we're very aware that we need to talk to everybody within the company, my apologies, within the country, just to get a representative sample of across the whole country. So we will talk to a small restaurant employing 3 or 4 people, because if the economy is doing better, there's quite a likelihood that people will go out to lunch more often, dinner more often, and then up to the very largest companies. So it is to get a feel for the first time each month of what the economy is doing, so people can make decisions more quickly and feel that there is something coming out there on a monthly basis saying what are the twists and the turns in the economy.
The PMI is the only comprehensive source of sector economic data, and because the surveys are based on facts, they produce highly reliable economic indicators. In addition to providing national economic indicators, PMI data are always available for detailed sectors of the economy, allowing specific industry trends to be monitored on a global basis.
Now, Managing Director of HFC Bank, Anthony Jordan, has hinted that the bank has begun a process to facilitate Caribbean investment into Ghana beginning this year. Ghana and Trinidad and Tobago have a long-standing trade relation which needs to be enhanced effectively with government's industrialization program. He said the bank is ready to seek further support from its parent company, Republic Bank, in helping investors who would like to take advantage of the trade relations between the two nations. He made the disclosure after addressing a Caribbean trade mission to Ghana.
Program initiatives.
All right, so what we're doing is that we are facilitators. That's how we see ourselves. HFC Bank and Republic Bank are facilitators. There are a lot of investment opportunities, as the minister alluded to, in terms of agro-processing and a number of other areas. So what we're trying to do is to pair companies and investors in Trinidad who want to sell their products here, come and set up joint venture factories with Ghanaian businessmen here, and also to import Ghanaian products and services from Ghana into Trinidad and Tobago. We, on both sides of the Atlantic, would facilitate all of these transactions.
Do you have any special area that you are looking at?
Well, we're looking at agro-processing one, we're looking at oil and gas. We have a lot of experience, Trinidad and Tobago, in oil and gas. Oil was discovered in Trinidad over 100 years ago, and we have done a lot of downstream with gas into methanol, urea, ammonia, and we have that expertise with businessmen coming here to help with that, because we expect oil and gas to expand in terms of production here, and we could only see it growing from strength to strength in terms of the collaboration and providing and helping to facilitate those services and the financing of it as well, because very often financing is required, and HFC Bank stands ready and willing to provide the financing to facilitate those sorts of transactions. Companies that are in Ghana, remember we are bankers, well, we are also facilitators. Companies that are already in Ghana, they have a project. If we deem it to be bankable, an expansion project they want to do, if it's bankable, meaning there's proven debt servicing capacity in it and that sort of thing, we would be willing to favorably consider financing for these projects.
Do you have any amount earmarked for this program?
Well, we don't have an amount earmarked per se, and I wouldn't want to give out any trade secrets, but let me just say we will not turn aside from any investment or financing opportunity, even if it means we have to get support from our parent company in Trinidad, Republic Bank, which has an asset base of $10 billion, or if we have to do a syndication with local banks here in Ghana, we will get it done.
Turning attention to some other news tonight, the co-chairperson for the Civil Society Platform on Oil and Gas, who is also a member of the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, Dr. Steve Mantiel, says the total cost of litigation occurring to Ghana in its maritime dispute with the Ivory Coast should have been borne by government instead of the GNPC. Addressing a lecture in Accra, he said the over $3 million expended could have gone into exploration activities. Dr. Mantiel is therefore of the view that the money should be refunded to the GNPC.
$1 million on this litigation, and this money has come from GNPC's allocation for exploratory activities, something I found problematic. It means monies that could have gone into exploration have been spent on litigation. In my view, to the extent that this is a litigation between two states, the financing should have come from government's own resources. And if even GNPC was advancing money, it should have been on the basis of an agreement to refund the money to GNPC so they can use the money for the purpose for which it was approved by Parliament and allocated to it in the first place. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's
We can now hear from Dr. Theo Champong, who thinks that we should not lament the cost involved. He noted, considering the larger loss the country could have suffered should Ghana have lost the case, the over $3 million was worth the value gained.
Well, like I said, I mean, we don't need to worry too much about the money. So think of it this way, and I always put it, what would have happened to us had we lost the case, right? In that particular region, we're talking roughly, possibly about 4 billion barrels of oil in there. Even at current prices of, $50, $50 multiplied by 4 billion barrels it's a lot of money, right? And so if we had even lost half of that to the Ivorians, you're talking about multiple billions of dollars that was going to another country, which they could have used for, which we as a country could have used for our development. So $3 million on an international litigation which spanned the period of about 3-4 years, I think it's money well spent. And also remember that they had international consultants, lawyers, who all came in to help. And some of these guys, even an hour of their time, you're talking upwards of $1,000, an hour. Sometimes even, 1,000+ pounds an hour, as I know. So $3 million is really not that much within the grand scheme of things that, one, we have kept our oil fields, nothing is gone anywhere. The court also said that we did not infringe on Côte d'Ivoire's, rights, and therefore we didn't have to repay anything to them as well. And so, I mean, let's look at it really in the big grand scheme, and then we would understand that $3 million is nothing. I mean, we gave Black Stars $3 million, yes, so, yes.
Welcome back to the program. Now, Executive Director at CRIF Ghana, Eredra Okoson, is urging Ghanaians to strive for quality to enhance development. At the media launch in Accra, Eredra Okoson stressed on the need to introduce students to quality education by providing them with the right stationery.
We believe that it is the quality around us that will determine the kind of life that we have in the final analysis. So, yes, German quality is worldwide, and even the big economies of China and the rest they do acknowledge that Germany is the place for quality. And so why not? The wheel has already been invented. Why not? Why don't we experience the quality in Ghana? And I think that is where CRIF comes in. And we have been on this promoting the German quality in Ghana, systematically for all these years. And we want the market to understand that Ghana has always been associated with quality. If you have traveled a little bit in the sub-region or maybe other places, you will understand why a lot of people want to come to Ghana, because of the way we do our things. Some of the degradation that is going on around us, for instance, in environment, it's amazing, but somehow it is contained a little bit in Ghana. So we think that our schools should be introduced to quality.
In his address, Executive Chairman at CRIF Ghana, Reverend Kennedy Okoson, says the company intends to continue its motive for providing quality German products to Ghanaians. He called on Ghanaians to take advantage of the company's 27% special discount offer and patronize their products.
In the 32 years of CRIF Ghana Limited, we have brought to the Ghanaian buying public quality German products, quality stationery from Germany, quality office equipment from Germany, quality machines from Germany, from the best of the best. You and I are aware that when you talk about manufacturing today, Germany takes a leading role. There's no gainsaying that. And so here at CRIF Ghana Limited, as the years have gone by in the last 32 years, we have increased the basket, the portfolio of German companies that we represent, which translates into putting at the disposal of our customers quality products. And the essence of this is that then the customer gets value for money. that the products we put at the disposal of the customers, which are made in Germany, ensures that the customer gets value for the money that they pay for whatever they buy from us.
All right, you're watching Business Live. We are taking you straight to our interview of the day, and Chief Executive of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Yofi Grant, has been responding to concerns raised by traders over a foreign invasion in the retail market. He says government is looking for an alternative for local traders to own manufacturing businesses and partner with multinationals rather than staying in the retail market. According to Yofi Grant, the practice where locals import goods to sell in the market will be a thing of the past because government has initiated a process for the promotion of locally manufactured goods in the various markets in the country. Some members of the Ghana Union of Traders Association have threatened to boycott their tax obligations due to the failure of government to evict foreign retailers from the market. However, speaking to Joy Business, Mr. Grant said local traders will be empowered to partner multinationals in building factories rather than stay in the retail market.
Interview of the day.
We are very clear that we want to build a Ghana that is by Ghanaians for Ghanaians. And so we want to promote our Ghanaians to do business here. So even as we go out looking for investors, we look for investors who would partner Ghanaians. I mean, some of the recommendations that I am putting forward for the bigger picture is that maybe in future, companies that will get incentives or get the bigger incentives are those who have partnered with Ghanaians. What we need to do is also uplift our Ghanaian business people. We don't want only to be left at tabletops. We want to own shops. We want to own the manufacturing companies. We want to own the economy. And nonetheless, I mean, notwithstanding that we have investors here, we also want to see Ghanaians grow. I mean, there is no reason. We've been exporting gold and cocoa for more than 200 years. We don't even have one single billionaire out of that. That cannot be satisfactory. But we also need to manufacture such that our traders would not only sell goods that are imported, but goods that we make. And then when they sell our goods, we protect them and give them the incentives to even become bigger. At the end of the day, we want our people to benefit, but we also want them to be the ones who create the opportunity and benefit, so that come 10 years, come 15 years, we have Ghanaian billionaires, we have Ghanaian millionaires who can also then invest in the rest of the sub-region. So yes, there is a concern, but unfortunately, Ghana government partners everybody. So far as you do business and you walk on the streets and you live in Ghana, you have to pay taxes.
But they under even pay the right taxes.
Well, yes, and we expect that in every system you have people who probably misunderstand how important taxes are, and so would find ways and means not to do that. But that is why we are trying to digitize the economy, such that we even make it easier for people to engage government and be able to pay taxes, and also better care for the public purse. Because when there is no good care for the public purse, then people get annoyed that, well, I'm working, I'm paying taxes, but I don't see that the money that I'm working being put to good use. So we need to take better care of the public purse with the Fiscal Administrations Act and all that, which tends to restrict how government even uses the money and prevents government to do it. And I'm very glad we have a very disciplined Minister of Finance. We have a very, very disciplined President who are very clear on that.
But are we sure that this digitization will actually take these foreigners from the retail market?
Well, the issue is, I mean, you want to take foreigners out of the retail market. As at now, the law says that only Ghanaians can sell in certain markets, right? And that is always a question of how do you support your local. I think the bigger question is not whether they should sell in a particular market, but how do we support our business people to grow? How can we give them further incentives? How can we give them greater opportunities such that they can become bigger and more competitive?
Interview of the day.
And thanks for watching Business Live tonight. My name is Daryl Kwal. There's more news on our website by joyonline.com/business. We'll be back same time tomorrow.